The purpose of this video is to explain the integration between the scheduling solution and AAI. All major schedulers available in the market today integrate with AAI to provide a far more complete and powerful solution to the world of IT operations. This being said, these integrations have different requirements, installation, and implementation procedures. They also rely on different technologies. As a result, Broadcom is making several courses available to provide advanced content on all of them. Before we get into this, it's important to provide some context. AAI provide reporting, supervision, and predictive analytics for the various scheduling solutions it supports. If your enterprise environment relies on a mix of distributed and mainframe scheduler instances, AAI can natively acquire the relevant data from those solutions, namely object definitions and event data, build its own data sets, and then in turn deliver the expected services. AAI supports multiple distributed and mainframe schedulers out of the box, but also provides the tools to build custom integrations for the others. This overview will be the opportunity for us to explain the value proposition associated with single pane of glass managements, a term which applies to any IT solution that acquires, normalizes, and centralizes data streams from heterogeneous sources so as to provide standardized management capabilities. We'll describe important technical notions that are common to all integrations and the variations that exist between schedulers, like the data polling frequencies and cross-instance dependencies. Course modules will be dedicated to the individual integrations, and we'd like to explain basic differences in the underlying integration technologies by breaking them up into two groups. The first group, the native integrations, are those that are coded directly in the AAI server and do not require additional components or system configuration. The other integrations are connector-driven. They require a technical components as well as system configuration, and rely on a variety of technology platforms like JDBC and web services to acquire the data. One of the most important features of AAI is its ability to extract scheduling data from diverse sources and standardize these data elements into a universal format designed specifically to provide AAI functionality. The industry refers to these products as single pane of glass management solutions. With several coexisting schedulers, individual connections need to be established with AAI. The data pertaining to each schedule is delivered. AAI converts these streams into AAI data and turns arcane object definitions like AutoSys boxes and atomic workflows into standardized AAI job streams, and then delivers a consistent set of services irrespective of the scheduler. Note that there are no known limitations to the number of connections. AAI is indiscriminate and imports everything as soon as it connects to the scheduler. The minute your integration is up and running, the entire set of object definitions and complete execution history is imported into AAI and normalized in the AAI database. You do not have the option of filtering, limiting the volume of data, or apply restrictions on certain data subsets during the import process. This is done on the back end when you start working with AAI. Let's consider the schedulers that we support out of the box. On the distributed side, we fully support integrations for Broadcom's products, AutoSys and Atomic, as well as Tidal Enterprise Scheduler, BMC's Control-M, and IBM Workload Scheduler. From this point forward, we'll refer to these solutions as what's indicated in quotes. On the mainframe, we support Broadcom's ESP and CA7, as well as the BMC and IBM products. Most of these integrations rely on specific technology that varies from one to the next. We're going to show this on a diagram in a minute. For now, know that some integrations are native and require no additional components. Some in green require a connector based on the framework technology. One, IBM in red, requires a connector based on a Tomcat web server. Most mainframe components require additional components to be installed in z/OS, shown in orange. Note that you have the option of building connectors for schedulers that are not supported out of the box, but this is out of scope. This is reflected in the architecture diagram. Some integrations, like Broadcom AutoSys and Tidal, do not require an additional components. You install AAI, configure the connection to those products' database over JDBC, and the data is available. Atomic and BMC Control-M on the distributed side require the connector framework, which is a dedicated software component designed by Broadcom. On the mainframe, Control-M and ESP also use the framework. Note that ESP requires additional z/OS components, while Control-M does not. CA7 does not require any sort of connector software, but some installation and configuration work is required in z/OS. Finally, we have the IBM Workload Scheduler. Both the distributed and mainframe integrations use the same connector, which is based on Apache Tomcat technology. The Z version requires additional ZOS software components. More recently, AAI has entered the cloud-based scheduler space with an integration for Airflow and GCC. This uses the framework. Data acquisition cycles have to be defined irrespective of the type of scheduler. There are two polling services. The first is the converter. This converts data streams like job definitions, which are inherently static, and so polling is set on a very low frequency, say once a day, so as to not impact performance. On the other hand, the JAMA service acquires events which are volatile data streams. Potentially tens of thousands of jobs execute every hour. The jammer will run on a much tighter cycle, say 30 seconds. You need to be aware that these cycles are defined differently based on the scheduler. For the original integrations like AutoSys, polling frequencies are set in the config tool and applied to all schedulers in all instances. For newer framework-type integrations like Atomic, polling frequencies are set at the level of the connector. This means that you have several instances of each scheduler cohabitating in the same environment. Each scheduler can have its own polling frequencies. Finally, cross-instance dependencies are supported for specific combinations of schedulers, like AutoSys and CA7. In the case of supported cross-instances, if you build batch processes with dependencies that run across schedulers, say a CA7 job leading into an AutoSys job, leading back to another CA7, AAI models this accurately. You'll see those dependencies in the job stream. By contrast, a combination that is not supported does not natively model those dependencies and workflows in the job stream. Of course, the two schedulers can cohabitate and sequencing is possible, but AAI does not have a built-in data model to properly reflect those. You'll need to build technical jobs in the schedulers, which AAI will recognize. You should contact your Broadcom client team to obtain the complete list of supported cross-references dependency groups.